The goal? 0 suicides among our combat veterans and active duty members. Operation Vet Fit is a local organization dedicated to rebuilding a sense of purpose and mental and physical health. Let's welcome its founder, U.S. Marine Corps veteran Daniel Gaita, a licensed master and independent social worker in clinical practice. Great to have you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
You're celebrating now 10 years of this organization, so congratulations on that. Why did you decide to start this organization?
It was 2012. My wife and I had just reviewed the DoD report about 22 suicides a day that had become a household term by then. And we wanted to know, what could we do? So we started handing out keys to our gym, to our area combat veterans for free, because instinctively I knew the benefits of exercise. By that time I had a background in psychology, and I had been in the fitness industry for over a decade. And I realized the benefits of exercise in reducing anxiety, depression, PTSD symptoms, even pain reduction, and just a general more positive state of being. As we began giving veterans the keys to our gym, this kind of evolved. At the time I was going to therapy of my own, and my therapist said, "Hey Dan, you know, it's really nice what you're doing, but unless you get that placard on the wall and you're qualified to do what you're doing, you can do more harm than good." And that's something that, as I went through the program to become a licensed mental health clinician, I realized, wow, I really could have turned this thing the other way. But by getting the additional credentials, now we're able to provide those services.
How many members of our armed forces have you served so far?
We do not track matrix like that. We're an all-volunteer agency, and we know it's well into the thousands.
Wow. But
we don't have employees to track those kind of matrix. We focus on the mission, and the mission is to stop veteran suicide. And to do that, we believe we've discovered the primary causes and the solutions, and we've implemented successful strategies.
Let's talk about the causes.
Sure. So what we had been told for years is that the suicide crisis that we were finding in the veteran population had to do with moral trauma, combat injury, repeat deployments, seeing things and not processing them. While that is part of it, we then investigated the data sets of over 55 million veterans covering all 50 states going back to the 1970s in all of the armed forces branches. And what we found kind of flipped that paradigm on its head. It wasn't about moral trauma, moral injury, combat, repeat deployments. The highest probability of suicide we see is the veterans that never even finished their enlistment, served 2 years or less, have no college education, had some sort of administrative discharge, and all of a sudden we realized, wait a minute, it's not about combat. What is this? Why is that the population set with the highest probability of suicide? And we step back and we start to think about it. What do those veterans lose when they're administratively discharged? And some of them are administratively discharged after combat action because they never process the combat trauma, and they do get in trouble because of the behavioral manifestations of post-traumatic stress. So they're kind of in this state of flux, so they don't have the economic resources, they don't have the educational resources, the medical resources, or any of the resources that are funded by our taxpayers and charged through Congress to the VA to provide. And that's what we believe is the key factor. And we brought it down, really, we oversimplified this to one word: purpose. Purpose. And only second to that is access to the resources to attain that sense of purpose.
And what is a program that you provide for these folks, men and women, that have worn the uniform? What is it? What's the core program through mental and physical fitness?
Yes, so mental health, we provide mental health services. Exercise, camaraderie-based activities we're finding are the big super tool that we have. Golf tournaments, river rafting, camping, reunions.
And speaking of which, Operation Vet Fit Golf Tournament is coming up Friday, February 3rd. So time to sign up is now. This is going to be at the Charleston National Golf Course in Mount Pleasant. So make sure that you secure your spot there and help a wonderful cause, a great organization.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sorry it's taken us this long to find you, but I'm glad that we did.
Well, thank you for being the first agency to cover this.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're back after this.